Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Let me run you through some of the features that's available in the interior. Let me start from the door. As you can see, we have quite a lot of buttons over here. This is the passenger seat function. We enable this, the green light is on. We will be able to operate the other seat using the buttons over here. We can move the seat or adjust the seat using this button. These are the memories. Once the user ID is set, we can set 2 memory per ID. Open and close the boot, push to open and pull and hold to close. Mirror selection, push the button to adjust either right mirror or left mirror. Close the mirror, adjust the mirror. These are 4 power windows. This is a rear power window lock. Unlock the car to unlock the fuel lid and the boot. So what do we have here? This is the headlamp function. We leave the headlamp in auto so that it will turn on and turn off. In case we need the high beam to be controlled by car, we also have a button over here, auto high beam. So this button will enable the high beam function, where car will manage the beam. So this is the rear fog light. This will enable the further functions. In case if the car is turned off, we can have the parking lights turned on with this button. We have a wiper controls over here. Ideally, if the button is pushed up, we see a green light which will be turned on over here. Wiper will turn on and turn off by itself. We have the small protruding switch which will enable the rear wiper. Intermittent speed. So let me run you through the seat controls. This is the recliner back. This is the shoulder support. Only the first half of the seat will move with this. You can just see I will try to fold the seat. Headrest up, headrest down. Assembly front, assembly back. Lumbar support, side bolster support, just to ensure that we are not moving when we are doing a high speed cornering. This is an extended thigh support. So in total we have about 20 different adjustments for the driver and the passenger seats over here. Seat also has the active ventilation or the heating function, as this is a M Sport variant. On the steering wheel, we have few buttons on the right, few buttons on the left. Let me run you through the functions that is available on the right. So this is a BMW assistant. So one press will activate BMW assistant, or we can also activate it with the word hello BMW. This is to switch between, to lay out different contents that we want over here. Let me show you. We press the button, then we scroll to access different contents like the journey data or the route preview or the live maps that is available. So basically we can select what do we want in the control display in the instrument cluster to be shown. I press this again and I can change here. This is the G-force meter. Basically the car will tell us what is the maximum G-force that is being exerted on the body. Media, whatever the media, radio or the Apple, in case if the car is connected to Apple CarPlay, it will also display us the music that is being played. We press the right button and we see it has changed to layout. We can have an extended view or a narrow view or the wide view, depending on how comfortable are we with the instrument cluster. The extreme right is to switch for the head-up display. We can also change few functions. I am sure that the head-up display is not much visible due to light. Coming to here, we have volume button. This is also mute. We also have a lot of gestures where we can increase the music, decrease the music, or mute, or next channel, previous channel. So these are the gestures that's available. We can also assign this gesture or this gesture to other functions that we want, like if you want to turn off the control display, or if you want to drive to home, anything. We have the defogger function, front defogger, rear defogger, channel change, AC vents, shut the vent, open the vent. Over here we have the direct access buttons to media, home, navigation, or the telephone. So in case if the phone is connected, it will directly display us the telephone functions. Media is to switch between radio or the available source. So this is gear lever selector. So you see that this is made up of crystal, so we have a lot of crystal elements here as well. So few crystal elements over here, over here, over here as well. So this is the drive selector. In case, let me start the engine. Traction control turn off. This is the parking assistance. The moment we press the button, the car will show us the parking assistance. So we have a lot of options, like do we want to park the car with the, we can start leaving space, or do we want to enable, it says searching over here, that means that the car is searching for parking space. Let me turn off the AC. Start stop, of course we can also change. So now it's in drive. From drive we can also shift to sport, where we can access the paddle shifts. So we can see a couple of options over here. It says sequential shift on, so we have the paddle shift over here. This is to increase the gear, this is to decrease the gear. So what we do, we press the pedals, it has shifted to M2. That's a manual option, so the car will wait for our command to shift gear. So we can increase the gears or decrease the gears over here. So that's the paddle shift option. Again we flick the selector switch back to drive. In case if the journey is complete, we press the park button, it comes to parking. We can also enable few other driving modes like sport, comfort, sport for more dynamic driving, comfort for balance setting, Eco Pro for laid back and fuel efficient setting. Hill descent control, in case if we want to descend slopey areas where getting down is a bit scary. Auto hold will hold the car for us even when we are in drive mode and the car will not allow us to roll. We don't have to keep the foot always on the brake with the auto hold on, auto hold turned off. This is the parking hand brake. Enable to pull, push down to disable, else we can also switch to drive and disable it. Here we have height adjustment. This is the air suspension height adjustment. By default it's in 0. We can increase it to +20 or +40. If the car is in +40, we cannot drive more than 35 kilometers per hour. If it is in +20, we can drive up to 50 kilometers per hour. The car comes down by 20 mm if we are in sport mode. That is for higher, better aerodynamics. See now that the ground clearance is going down by 20 mm. Minus 40 mm is just for loading, in case if we want to load any luggage. We see the moment we press sport, the entire display will be changed over here. I will change back to comfort. This is how the comfort looks like. This is how the Eco Pro looks like. The entire theme will be changed in Eco Pro. In sport everything becomes red. In comfort it's a balance setting. So We have a lot of other controls in the iDrive 8, which I will go in detail in the next video. These are the controls for the sunroof. These are map light on either side. Open the sunroof, close the sunroof. This is the sensor for gestures. We have SOS button in case of emergency. Sunroof open, push back, the blind will open, and we push the button again, we can see the roof also will open. So all these things also can be done with the voice command. We say, hey BMW, and we can give a command. We have two cup holders and a wireless charging tray over here. Let's cover the left hand control. So we have limiter function over here. So this is to select the limiter. Let me just turn on the car again. So I think let's check if it is visible. It's not visible much. Okay, so this is to change the modes. We can also set a limiter over here, or if we can also activate the cruise control, and we can set to that specific speed that we want. Every time we press the brake, cruise control gets cancelled, so we can also resume it with this button, or we can also cancel the entire cruise control function. So that's pretty much with the left side controls of the steering wheel. So the BC button will also give us access over here. The BC button will also give us access to the journey data or the value for that specific trip. We can also change in case if we have to set up since refuel or since factory. Anything can be done with this board computer. Switch indicators are on the left, push the indicator, or we can also use a manual high beam with the lever. We push the manual high beam, or in case we can also set up a auto high beam function over here. So that's got to do with the steering controls and the buttons inside. Do let me know if you have any queries. I will post the complete details in my next video with regards to all the settings that's available in the iDrive 8. Thank you.